The sight of the West Indies slumping from being world number one back in 1995 has lingered with the Caribbean side ever since. And according to Cricket West Indies President Ricky Skerritt, the governing body was making ill-advised decisions for the last 2 decades in trying to get back to that pole position. More in this report.
West Indies have struggled to reach a summit of international cricket for almost 3 decades, losing 104 of 194 test matches and winning only 21% during that time span. Desperate times call for desperate measures, which has led to overcompensation by Cricket West Indies since the turn of the decade, according to President Ricky Skerritt.
CWI spent $250 million on our players, coaches, and full-time staff during the past 20 years. This $250 million does not include the cost of travel, sustenance, and housing our many coaches, players, and administrative support people when on tour. So CWI has undoubtedly spent heavily on our teams without any sustainable improvement in performance over the past 20 years.
There have been 18 different captains in the last 20 years, and Skerritt believes the constant chopping and changing has done more harm than good.
The big challenge is to get all concerned to understand that it can no longer be business as usual, that reacting to losses and disappointments on the field by taking knee-jerk or short-term decisions off the field is not a sustainable strategy.
Bad relationships between the players and the board have always dominated the Caribbean airwaves. But the former team manager says that previous decisions did not enhance players who sought exposure in international leagues.
But erratic governance and poor decisions at the administrative level can make the difference between a well-rewarded career and poverty for some of our players. The right to work is a fundamental right. CWI must not affect the exercise of that right by penalizing those same players who seek to work elsewhere. Our public duty is all the more complex for that reason alone.
For the petition, one denominator might prove to be a stumbling block.
Is the reluctance of too many of us to develop a sense of discipline, commitment, preparation, and follow-through.
Skerritt was speaking at the annual Frank Worrell Memorial Virtual Lecture on Monday, conducted by the University of the West Indies. Jerome Foster, TVJ Sports.